Hey everyone, I'm Danny and welcome to Muggle Magic. If you haven't noticed yet, this DIY is not Harry Potter themed. I know it's sacrilege, but if you like Supernatural, I think you're gonna like this video. I binged like the first 6 or 7 seasons of Supernatural like a couple years ago. I can't remember what year it was. And then I watched so much of it that I kind of just wanted to take a break for a little while. But then recently I got back into it and I'm on season 12 now, and I think there's 13 or 14 seasons so far. So yeah, I'm having a lot of fun watching Supernatural, and I really wanted to make something having to do with the series. So this is it. This is for all of you Supernatural fans out there. Today we'll be making a hunter's kit. So this is going to be a wooden box that you can open up and store different hunting materials in, such as I've got dead man's blood and salt and sage and holy water, and then some like pages from John Winchester's journal. If you wanted to, you could also have like a cross in there or some silver or some other things. And we're gonna paint this box and make it look supernatural-y. So yeah, go ahead and check out the description box below for a list of supplies you're gonna need, as well as the free downloadable templates, and let's get started. The first thing you wanna do is find an old box that you can use to do this, a wooden box with hinges. And I found mine at Goodwill, and obviously it looks like someone's already done their own kind of DIY thing with this box. I've taken off one of these copper plates, but there are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I might keep these side ones on. But yeah, I'm gonna have to take off all of these copper plates. You probably won't have to do this, but just in case you do find one that has some copper plates put on it, the way that I got mine off is I just took a flathead screwdriver and kind of got it underneath right here like this and sort of pried it a little bit. And just kind of pried it up. And you might not get the nails out. Some of them you might, but you'll definitely get the copper plates off of the box. And then you can take some needle nose pliers and actually pull this up as well. And if your flathead screwdriver won't get underneath of the copper, you can use a pocket knife to get under there. Actually kind of works a little better with a pocket knife. It's actually kind of easier to pull the nails up with this pocket knife as well. And the ones that you can't get, just to make sure that they don't poke up from your box, you can just sort of hammer them back in or use something to just bang them basically back into the wood. Now that we have those metal parts off of the top, again, you probably won't have to do that, but that's just how the box that I found worked. Now I want to make sections inside of this, and the way I'm going to do that is with balsa wood. And this is a 1/8 inch thick balsa wood. And then I have some things that are going to go in here. I have a bottle. I actually have a few bottles. I have 4 bottles. I've already put some things in these bottles, but we'll be doing more with these in just a minute. But what I want to do first is measure this out so that I know that I have the right measurements. So this bottle is going to go kind of like sideways in here. So what I need is a piece of wood that is 4 inches across and 2 1/8 inches deep. So if you can see right here, I have measured my piece of wood, how thick and wide it needs to be. Now I have made my measurements here, so I don't need too much cut out, but I do need to cut this out. So first we're gonna just start off with a ruler and X-Acto knife. And we're just gonna go over this spot a couple of different times. There we go. And yeah, that has cut all the way through the wood. It's a little harder when you are cutting against the grain of the wood with a ruler and X-Acto knife. Okay, so I have cut a little bit into the wood. This might be kind of hard to do just with the ruler and X-Acto knife, but I'm gonna give it a shot and see if I can do this, because balsa wood shouldn't be too hard to cut. yeah, I can just kind of break it off after I got a little ways through with my ruler and X-Acto knife. Any pieces that are sort of, you know, jagged, and you just want to kind of sand those down. Okay, so now we should have our pieces of wood that are going to separate this box into a few different sections. I mean, I'm just sort of setting them in there to make sure that they fit right now. And yeah, it looks like everything's gonna fit properly. You could use wood glue if you wanted to, but hot glue gun will dry faster. So if you're wanting to get this done kind of quickly, I'd say use a hot glue gun. So I'm just going to put a mark in here where this one needs to go. And then I can put hot glue along that line that I drew. And then I can, I can actually glue this into the box. There we go, so my glue is in there. I should be able to slide this wood right where the glue is. Another thing you can do just to make sure that things are in properly is put another layer of glue just sort of around the outside of the wood, just to make sure that it stays in straight. And we are going to paint over this, so it's not gonna matter if it kind of looks sloppy at first. Okay, so this piece of wood is in there pretty well. Now I'm going to just go ahead and put in this longer piece over here. So as you can see, now I have the sections inside of my Hunter Kits box laid out exactly how I want them. So the next thing I want to do here is paint this whole thing. Now, before you do this, you could cover the hinges with tape, which is what I'm going to do. This is masking tape. I'm going to cover the hinges with masking tape so I don't also paint the brass. You could take them off completely if you're comfortable with that. I'm comfortable with that, but it takes a little bit more time and I kind of want to do this quickly. So I'm going to use masking tape. Now you can also mask any part that you don't want to actually paint. We're gonna paint this black. So anything you don't want to be black, such as the hinges, or I also have some pieces over here that I don't want to paint that are kind of a brass color. So I'm going to mask off all of that. Okay, so now I have everything taped off and I'm just gonna start painting this black. And I'm just using black acrylic paint. So now I've done the entire inside painting it, so I'm just going to close it now and paint the outside. Okay, so now I have this entire thing painted black and I just have to wait for it to dry, which might take maybe a half hour to an hour, so I'll watch an episode of Supernatural. Now it is close to dry, not perfect, but pretty close. Close enough that I can start painting white on top of this, and what I'm gonna do is paint a pentagram and some other things. Actually, a devil's trap, which traps demons in Supernatural. So I've actually designed, basically this is the design that I wanna paint on this box. And you can print this out. I've included the download, and yeah, basically just, you can look at this and paint it as best you can. It doesn't need to be perfect. Actually, it's better if it's not perfect because then it looks more realistic. So now I've got that basically the same thing. It's not exactly the same, but I did the best I could with this paintbrush. But yeah, I got most of it on the top of the box here. So the next thing we're gonna do is just keep making little symbols and things and all around the box, including the inside. Basically every side of the box is gonna have a demon trap. If you're wondering about these other symbols, they are Enochian, which is angel text. And by painting the inside, I just mean the inside of the lid. You don't have to do like the whole inside here, just the lid. There, now I'm all done with painting this. So as you can see, there are devil's traps and incantations all over the box and on the inside. Now we've just gotta wait for that to dry as well. But while we wait for this to dry, we can do some work on some other stuff. So next we have these 4 bottles, and as you can see, each one has a different ingredient except for this one, but we'll get to this one in just a minute. For this, you want to print out these labels and you want to print it on sticker paper, and you can just cut it out with scissors or whatever you want. I'm using a swivel blade for this because it's just a little easier than using scissors. I could have used the Cricut, but there's only 4 of them, so it seemed like it might have been overkill to use the Cricut for this. All right, so the sticker paper started to rip, so I'm just gonna use scissors. There we go. So then you get the label on sticker paper. This one is for salt, so I'm gonna take my vial of salt and just stick the label to it. And that is what your vial of salt should look like. And we also have sage, holy water, and then this empty bottle of dead man's blood. All right, so let's make some fake blood. So to do this, I've put about 2 or 3 tablespoons of water in here. So however many tablespoons of water you use here, you want that same amount of flour. So it's a 1-to-1 ratio. So we'll just pour the flour in here and mix it up until it's no longer clumpy. And next we're going to add just a drop of blue food coloring and a few drops of red. And let's stir that in. As you can see, it's becoming like a dark red color. Also for this, instead of mixing water and flour like I did, you could use corn syrup, but I didn't have any. So now I'm just gonna pour this into the bottle as is. There we go, that should be enough. And before we put the cork in here, I'm going to line the bottom of the cork with some hot glue. And that's just to make sure that this doesn't drip or leak or anything. So that's gonna kind of help seal it off. And I'm gonna do the same thing with the holy water because I don't want any of this to spill inside here. So now when that glue dries, it's not gonna be, you know, completely 100% sealed, but it's going to not leak as much as it would. Now there are a few more templates that I made. These are a couple of pages with different symbols and what they do, what they're called, and then some information about demons on this page. And these are double-sided on regular paper. And then we also have this little sketch of a demon here as well. There, so these pages are now cut out. You basically just want to take the white from around the edges and then you can fold them up. It doesn't have to be in any particular way, just so that they fit inside the box. And these pages you're just going to put in this larger space here in the box. For this one, we're just going to cut it out. It doesn't have to be perfect because we're going to tear the edges. And now we have this one sort of torn out. We'll just fold it in half and put it in here with the rest of the pages. And that is pretty much it for your hunter's kit. Now, you could add some more things in here if you wanted to. This is just what I decided on, but you could put anything in here you want. You could do like some silver in here or a cross or, you know, whatever you want in here. And if you have like a larger box, like a suitcase or something, you could put a lot of supplies in there. But yeah, I just decided to design some labels and some printouts and stuff to put inside your hunter's kit. So that is it. Actually, there's one last step I almost forgot. We're gonna take the masking tape off. And there you go. This is what it should look like when it's all finished. I think that these brass looking parts add a pretty cool look to this box. And when we open it up, we've got all of our supplies in here. We've got the blood and everything. So yeah. If you want a chance at winning the Supernatural Hunters Kit that I made in this video today, there is a giveaway link in the description box below. And I usually do weekly giveaways. However, I feel like I kind of want to start doing bi-weekly giveaways. So it'd be every 2 weeks rather than every week because it's getting crazy. Like I'm falling behind on my shipping for some of these giveaways and stuff because I'm trying to keep up with it every single week, in addition to making a brand new video DIY project for you guys. So I think I'm gonna start doing bi-weekly or maybe even monthly giveaways. So Every video I'll have something to give away, but they'll all be announced at the end of the month rather than every week. That way it'll kind of free up some of my time. I hope that's okay with you guys. So this one, I'm gonna start with just doing a 2-week giveaway rather than a 1-week giveaway. Speaking of giveaways, I have a giveaway winner to announce in this video for the Christmas Wizard Crackers. This was a Weasley's Wizard Wheezes themed Christmas cracker, which is a tradition in the UK and other places, mainly other than the US. And the winner is Brian Crawls. Congratulations, and I've sent you an email with instructions on how you can claim your prize. Remember, I get a lot of ideas for these DIYs that I do from your comments. So if you have an idea for something that you want to see me do in the future, definitely leave a comment below and let me know. If you're interested in seeing more DIY videos having to do with Harry Potter and more, go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you're not already. All right, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.